I've had several questions asked about, we mark these sunfish and we cannot get them to bite. Well, there's some factors that we have to relate to. First of all, don't always use waxworms. Consider using Eurolarvae, 1 or 2, number 12 ice lures, and then I call it feathering, is pulling the line off your reel, but controlling that drop speed to a real slow drop, not dropping on its own, if you will. And that trigger, that reel fluttering down slowly, becomes now an attractor. These sunfish really relate to that drop speed. And then, once you get to that target there where you're marking these fish on your Vexar, that red band, is work that area. But if they're not biting, then at this time, what you need to do is take your finger and then just tick that rod tip. Don't jig it, just tick it, just to provide that subtle movement. If you do jig too much, you're going to spook that fish. It's going to right smack out of that cone angle. So then too, once you do this and then keep working these fish, bring your lure up a couple of inches, more and more, and see if you can raise that sunfish up off the bottom. If you do raise it and then you cannot get it to bite, do not waste time working that fish. Again, just go tick that rod tip with your forefinger and see if you can make that fish bite. Otherwise, sunfish will just sit there and stare at it. And then also too, when you have a tough bite going, too much jigging spooks that fish, goes right out of the cone angle. This is the last tip for the winter season. Hopefully you gained some information and caught a few more fish by using some of these tips. But be sure to tune in next May and we'll have open water tips right here on CCX Media. Have a great winter, catch a lot of fish, and release some of those fish.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.